Now, let me hit you with a cold, hard fact. They can do whatever the hell they want to do with these equipments, and it is just, it's crazy the possibilities. I mean, we have the details on Gogeta's equipment. We're going to go through it here. I just woke up, like, seriously, so bear with me if I say anything stupid or crazy or I'm just wrong about something, whatever, because I haven't even been up for 15 minutes. Gogeta's equip seems disgusting and is indicative of the way that not only the community responded to him, but the way that the devs realized they messed up with Gogeta on his initial release, because Gogeta was one of the most hyped characters ever, right? And the completely just was not what anybody expected him to be, which is a whole different topic. Just because people expected him to be similar to Vegeta Blue's level of dominance, which the game had changed too much to even allow for that possibility in the first place with Zenkai and things like that. But nonetheless, so he wasn't even remotely what people expected. Now, there were some extremes. Like, you could argue the definition of what you would consider on a personal basis to suck, right? I said, oh, he just sucks so much they're giving him a platinum equip early, right? Some people were like, no, he didn't suck, he was great, he had this utility, and I'm like, yeah, he does. But to you, maybe suck means something more than it means to me. Like, it may be more extreme to you than it is to me. I just think he wasn't good. I don't think he was the best character on any team that was available to him. I didn't think he did enough damage. I didn't think he was worth pulling on heavily, outside of him being your favorite character. And this was, vindicated when I saw the way that he performed even at super high star levels, and I was just like, nah, this just isn't it. And then Gohan turns around and comes out, and he is everything you want Gogeta to be as the part 2 anniversary LF. So this equip is dumb. It is ridiculous. Gogeta had awesome utility. I expect him to be a crap ton better after this equip is released. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and break it down. And let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this equip. So, health, first slot. This is all 3 stats, by the way. Health, strike defense, and blast defense, plus 35%. Wow. Second slot. This is crazy. So, the second slot is both attack stats plus 35%, but that's not all. They added an inflicted damage buff plus 35%. And by the way, these are on a range, right? 5 to 35. The attack or defense are 20 to 35. So if you get like a Z plus in this, obviously, that'd be obviously on the higher end of the spectrum. But there are some ultra powerful equips, because for some reason, let me just tell you, for some reason, green LFs do not have the best history. Because this has happened a couple of other times with green LFs, and most notably Beerus and SS3 Goku. Let me show you what they did for these characters really quickly before I continue on. They gave Beerus, obviously Beerus has an awakening to his, but this is just the base one, up to 30% in both attacks, up to 30% in both defenses, and then 15% health, and then up to 30% in special and ultimate damage. For the record, Goku gets something very, 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 very similar. It's almost the exact same equip, except he adds in health restoration, and I believe the range is maybe a tad bit different. But these are ultra powerful equips. I'm talking like some of the best equipment in the entire game, period, right? So they go ahead and add on that by giving him an inflicted damage buff, which is incredibly uncommon. There may be just like 2 equips in the whole game that actually flat out give an inflicted damage buff in a slot. That is not very common, right? This is incredible. And also, just like the fact that you actually even were giving damage, the attack stats, right? You get an extra damage as well. So like, this is a crazy slot, and you get all 3 stats. It's not an either or thing. Now, the either or thing does come into play with the third slot though. One of the abilities will randomly be assigned. So when you are rolling this equipped, slot 3 will give you one of these 3 effects. They call it Revive Disruption, the anti-revive mechanic that I believe this Gogeta might have introduced. If not, he was the second character, but whatever. He has it built into his unique ability. So increases Dragon Balls by 1. That's one possibility. Also, if you get a better roll, increases Dragon Balls by 2. And last but not least, the third and best one is going to be increased Dragon Balls by 2. And plus 50% of damage inflicted can't be stacked or canceled. Another 50% damage inflicted buff if he kills a character that is forced to revive. Let me go ahead and show you that unique ability, because what they did here is they gave him a maximum of 85% more damage inflicted. Again, you may have thought he was awesome, but this is indicative of not only the response, because they wouldn't go this far if it was just a response. This is 5 months later, by the way. 5 months later, while a character like Vegeta Blue, a year and almost a half later, still doesn't have a platinum equip. Still doesn't. This character's getting it 5 months later. they knew from their internal perspective he underperformed, right? That being said, we've never seen them attack a issue this head on. This is crazy, and I don't want to overhype it. I don't want it to sound like I'm overhyping it, because he may still not be what people want him to be, and that's fine. Not everybody's gonna always be happy with everything they ever do in this stupid game, but I can tell you, I think he will perform a lot better, because my main gripe with him was like, okay, well, he had this one-time super tank, the utility there, the blast armor, the neutrality, again, he had a really good kit, especially on paper, right? So like, he has a lot of things in there. I think the damage was really what kind of lagged for him, and you were going to see that skyrocket astronomically, especially as it's going to age like fine wine as we get more revived characters, right? So let me read that unique ability. So when this character is on the battlefield, applies a falling effect to self when causing a character with a revive to use the revive effect, basically. Restores itself by 20% and increases Dragon Balls by 2. So he doesn't, that's just the base. So you can get a 3rd Dragon Ball, you can get a 4th Dragon Ball, or you can get 4 Dragon Balls, 20% health, and 50% damage for forcing a revive. Again, it's a very specific scenario, and I think since Gogeta came out, you've seen this type of anti-revive, or revive disruption as they call it, ability get better. I mean, Cell's version of it is just absolutely crippling. Getting rid of 4 Dragon Balls is just, Cell's is ridiculous, and this is why some people are thinking Cell's overrated. It's just that Cell has incredible damage. He's very good versus the best characters in the meta, and very good against other characters that aren't those meta, but just not as good, I guess, because you don't do as much damage. But then the revive disruption in a game where you are starting to see revive characters in a lot of matches, it almost dissuades some of those revive characters. I don't think, honestly, and I'll say it with Gogeta now too, I think the advantage gained off of 4 Dragon Balls is too strong to warrant bringing anybody but the LF Revive Gohan into a game right now. You're not bringing the green one, you're not bringing Goku, you're not bringing Cell. I don't care about color counters or anything like that. Matchups, if I am playing those characters, the non-LF Revive Gohan, currently with the 4 that we have the revive, versus this character, and assuming he has this equip, or Cell just in general, I'm not bringing them. Or if you bring them, you cannot let them get killed by this character. I don't care what you have to do. That is too big of an advantage. 4 Dragon Balls either way is too big of an advantage. So I'll end this on this. This was one thing I said in my initial video. I said, I think they'll give him more than just damage. They exceeded my expectations by adding a damage inflicted buff in there. That's just there for like, just cause. That one right there just is blowing my mind. It's there just because. And then there's another one down below. That's situational, but just cause, right? He is going to do a crap ton of damage. And for the record, I talked about Beerus, by the way. You gotta understand, the damage inflicted is everything. Beerus has it specifically for like special move, ultimate, whatever, while also getting strike attack and blast attack, which this does increase his strike and blast damage. It's just not the same as having a damage inflicted buff, which is all encompassing. That's the point. Damage inflicted is all encompassing. It's better than these individualized ones. And not only does he have the damage inflicted at a high number, he also has the actual individual strike and blast attack, which is true, which is good for the true attack. It's like insane how powerful this slot 2 is for damage, and his tankiness, his health will be up. Like, he's gonna be awesome. Seriously, he's gonna be awesome, at least on paper. I'll end with this though. So another character that received similar reception on release was the other Gogeta, another incredibly hyped character, Gogeta Blue. A lot of people were hoping he'd have draw speed. I think people have come around to the idea that he does not need draw speed. I think he got better reception after being released. People came around to him more. I didn't see that happening for this character. In fact, it probably would have happened already by now, but it didn't happen. And that being said, if you wanted to see something like that, this proves they can do whatever they want. They can add to these unique abilities. And this is why I was like, man, I think they'll just do more than damage on my video, because it's just like he needs a little more. This is interesting. Seeing them heavily lean into this type of mechanic is also, like, again, gonna age really well as we get more revived characters. So if you're thinking about a character, and this is basically a mini Zenkai, it's pretty much what this is. Not really, but like almost. Which also means he isn't getting a Zenkai anytime soon if you're hoping for that for some reason. Anyways, if you were looking at a character that came out and you're like, okay, well, another LF, when they get their unique equipment, what are they going to wind up doing for that character, right? There's no specific tag for Legends Limited on here. I can't really pull that up. But let's just look at a character like, let's just look at UI Goku, for example. I mean, he's designed the way he is on purpose in terms of being glass cannon-y. But say they wanted to add in just damage reduction, things like that, a cover cut damage reduction in case he doesn't land his cover knockbacks, like whatever they wanted to do to shore up some of the deficiencies on a character, they could do that, right? That is a possibility. So that's really interesting to see. I don't think they'll take this avenue, though, very often. I think we'll see more normal stuff. But I think Gogeta, they really attacked it hard and fast. So that being said, this is my first reactions to this. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this equip down below. And I'll see all of you in the next video.